Hey everyone, Kyle here from Wealthy Affiliate. Today we're going to be discussing content creation, and we are going to be creating the initial framework of content on our websites. Here is my website. It is bare bones. There's no content on it other than a few default side widget menus, a top home button, and a title for my site. And you can see nothing found down the middle here. It's not all that exciting, and that is completely fine, and I'm fine with that because as we move forward, we are going to be making our websites beautiful. We are going to be building out content, adding imagery, adding widgets, adding social elements, integrating promotions into our website. But every website starts, as I mentioned in an earlier video, as a blank canvas. And in order to, paint the beautiful picture, it's going to take some work and effort to build out our website in our respective niche. So that is, what we're going to be doing as we move forward through the training. But there is an initial framework of content that you want to add to your website. And that is what I'm going to be walking you through in this training. And I'm also going to be showing you how to leverage what is called the site content platform at Wealthy Affiliate. It's part of the website platform, and it's going to allow you to efficiently create, high quality content. And it has a lot of extra features and tools that you can leverage to, maximize the quality, the accuracy of your grammar and spelling, and all sorts of things, the imagery. So there's a lot of things involved in site content that can really help you with your website. So when I come back, I'm going to be heading over to site content, and I'm going to be walking you through that platform because that is what we're going to be using to create our content and publish the content directly to our websites from inside of Wealthy Affiliate. So without further ado, let's get right into things. So here I am within Wealthy Affiliate, my back office of Wealthy Affiliate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to site content. So under the websites button in the main menu, the fourth item down is site content, and you're going to have access to site content as a starter or a premium member. You can also initiate a new article within site content directly from over here as well. And you're going to see recent articles that you create within site content as you create them over here. I'm going to click the site content button. And this is going to take you into the site content platform, which is a very sophisticated and, it's going to be highly useful, to your content side of your business moving forward. You're going to be able to create and manage all of your content for your website here directly within Wealthy Affiliate. You can create writing stats, so you can set goals and track your writing goals there. You're going to be able to utilize templates, which I'll be getting into. There's all sorts of templates, and you can create your own. And then you can create new content here. So if I click the create new and start a blank document, or from a writing template, I'm going to choose a blank document there. And then you have access to this editor. So within this editor, I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough. There's a full, tutorial on site content and how it works. But I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough. So H1, H2, H3, those are heading tags, which is, a larger font size. Paragraph, that's a normal font tag. You can make your fonts bold, italic, and underline. You can align it left, center, or right, or no alignment at all. You can add links to your content. If you highlight your content, you can add a link to it. You can add unordered or unordered lists. Horizontal rules that are simply rules that break up your content like that. And we have a site content images platform where you have access to millions of images, but this is a premium only platform where you can, say as to type in the word tools, it's going to load, lots and lots of images related to that, and you can get more granular and specific with your searches depending on what you're looking for. You can also upload your own images within Premium. So those are Premium only features. As a starter member, you're going to be able to upload images within the back office of your actual website. And then there's the grammar tool. So this checks for, spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, over 100 different sentence structure mistakes that people make. So it's literally checking for thousands of things. So you can check after you create your content, use that, and it's going to find everything. It works amazingly well, and it's really powerful stuff. So, and then at the bottom, it's going to give you your word count as you're typing your content, which is a useful metrics to have. And that's a quick overview. So when I come back, we're going to be creating the first post on our website, which is the About Me page. So the first post that we're going to be creating on our website is the About Me post. And to access a template to help you with the framework and the overall design of the About Me post, you are going to find this within the templates tab up above. It says templates, and then it's got a 4. So there's 4 templates available. This could vary depending on how many templates we make available to the starter members, but click that and it's going to take you to the list of all the templates. You can see a privacy policy, affiliate disclosure, About Me, and a keyword rich content page. We're going to be getting into the other ones, but the one that we want to focus on right now is the About Me page. So you're going to click on that and it's going to preload content, which is sort of a framework of the content that you're going to want to create. It's got a few headings here that you're going to be updating, and it's got a little bit of filler text that explains sort of what you should be putting there. And at the title, you want to create a title that's relevant to you. In this case, I'm going to put About Kyle. You can put about your name, about me, about us, whatever makes the most sense to you, about our company. So these are all things that you could make as the title that shows up on your site. I tend to lean towards using my name because I want to, personally engage people and create that level of trust that people can, trust me, and then they can come to this page and learn more about myself and why I want to help people. So as you go through this, it's going to explain what you want to put in these particular areas. You can be as creative as you want. These are just kind of rough guidelines that you can use. The initial paragraph should be a brief welcome to your site. Then your story, so share something about your life that is interesting and relevant to your niche. Why do you want to help people? Why do you want to help people in your respective niche? The goal of your website. What is the purpose and goal of your website? And then I always end things with, if you ever need a hand with anything at all or have any questions, leave them below. So we're going to be opening up the conversation so that when people come to my website, they read my About Me page, they're going to be able to leave comments on that if they have any questions. In the case of my niche, which is basketball skills, if they have any questions about anything related to that or anything related to my story, they can feel free to leave those. And then your name and your website URL. So when I come back, I'm actually going to pre-populate this again. Instead of me typing out all of this content in front of you and spending an hour doing so, it wouldn't take that long, but I'm just going to come back. The content's going to be there, and then I'm going to explain what I did. So when I come back, it's going to be full of content. And like magic, my content has been created. So if I scroll down here, you're going to see, I've put some fairly thorough content here. I haven't gone over the top, but I've just explained, my introduction to my website, why I'm interested in basketball, a little story about my basketball life, something that I'm truly passionate about. And that's why I recommend choosing a niche that you're passionate about, because it becomes very easy to write, which is just a form of communication. And I just want to stop there and just mention that when you are creating content, you are communicating with people. You do not need to think of it as writing an English essay or an assignment that you need to hand in to your English professor. It's simply content, and you need to write in a way that engages your audience, because there are real people on the other side of your content that will be reading it. So you want to engage, inform, help, and get them interested. So you can write in a communicative sort of manner, as though you would be writing to a friend, and that's one way to view it. A lot of people get hung up on the idea of creating content, and they it creates sheer panic, but you're just communicating. So I just wanted to set that out. And another thing that I want to mention is the overall design and layout of my page. I like to keep the paragraphs small, the spacing there. It leads to a lot of white space. It makes it a lot more readable. Instead of having one paragraph that's all stuffed together, I'm just going to show you. You can see how much more difficult that is to read, and people simply won't read it if it's laid out like that. So you want to separate it into paragraphs that make it readable, and you can see how much more readable that is. I also make the headlines relevant and captivating. A little story about my basketball life. The game has changed. They say perfect practice leads to perfection. So I've captivated people with my headlines, and what I'm doing is foreshadowing what I'm going to be talking about in this section, and this headline here foreshadows what I'm talking about there, that sort of thing. I leave people with so if you have a look around, and if you want to share anything, do so there. Sorry. And at the bottom, I sign out with my signature, Kyle, founder of Basketball Skills and Drills. You can put your website URL there, or you can just put the title of your website, whatever you're more comfortable with. And then I'm going to save. It auto saves as you're creating content. So I would not be too concerned about that. But if you've just written a bunch of content, you can click the save button just to make sure. And then what I usually do before I publish, which we're going to be doing next, is I do a check grammar. So I'm going to check the grammar here. And this just takes a second, and it's showing you what sort of things it's checking. So it's going to find all sorts of grammar issues or suggestions. In this case, little bit, it says statistics suggest that little might be the correct word to use here. So I'm going to use that. So you simply click on that. And you can ignore words. This is the name of a basketball player, so it's correct. So I'm going to ignore once, or you can do ignore always. Ignore word as well. Genetic limitations. So you can put words that you like in there as well, instead of, because this one doesn't have any suggestions. And what I've done is I've missed a space. It's supposed to say genetic space limitations. So I'm going to fix that. I'll add it into the field here and click use this, and then it will replace it. Here I have a period without proper spacing after, so I'm going to click this and fix it. And you can see that it's pretty much error free now. It doesn't catch absolutely everything, but it'll catch literally tens of thousands of different things that could be wrong with your grammar, sentence structure, or spelling. So yeah, that's done. My About Me page is done. You can take your time with this. But again, there's no right or wrong with your About Me page. And this is something that you're always going to be able to update after the fact if you want to update. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, because it is about you. There's really no right or wrong. When I come back, I'm going to be showing you how to publish this content directly to your website. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to publish my content directly from site content onto my website, and it's very easy and efficient to do. It's simply done through the publish button over here. So what you're doing is you're creating your content here at Wealthy Affiliate, but you can publish directly to any website that you have hosted here, and that's what I'm going to be showing you here. Simply click the publish button up here in the top right. And this is going to be open your publication settings. The first thing you're going to choose is your website. If you have more than one website, they'll all be listed here. In this case, obviously I only have one website, so I'm going to be choosing that site, but you'll choose obviously the site that you want to publish your content to there. And then the next option is going to be a post or a page. We're going to be publishing this particular content as a post. There's only one piece of content that we're going to be publishing as a page, and that's the privacy policy. Everything else we're going to be publishing as a post. The reason why is because when we go to our website, I'm just going to show you here on our website. On the home page is what is your blog role, and it says nothing found now because I don't have any posts on my website, but as I start adding posts, they will chronologically be added as snippets to the home page here, and that's what we want. It makes your site seem active, it makes it seem engaging, and search engines like it, and they find your content much more efficiently if you are posting as posts. Another thing that's great about posts is that they all allow for content. So, for comments. So we're going to be adding as a post. We're going to be publishing as the admin user. At this point, we don't have multiple users on this website. I'm going to be showing you how to create a new user. In specific, I'm going to be creating a Kyle user on this website because it makes most sense to publish the content with an author name that makes sense. And it creates a lot more trust doing that. But you can change this down the road, and that's what we'll be doing. But for now, choose admin. And the permalink is the actual URL or address of this particular post that we're going to be adding to our site. Leave it as is. It's based on the title over here, and you can see about me or about Kyle. That's right. You don't want to change those. That's completely fine. You can leave that as is. And then we're going to click the publish button. And this just takes a second. One thing that does is it checks for duplicate content. Google and other search engines don't like duplicate content. So we have our own plagiarism checker that's included within this platform that checks for you. And you can see it cleared. If it doesn't clear, it will give you a small warning and you can still publish. But ideally, you don't want to be adding duplicate content to your website as it can hurt your overall website status in search engines. And it's published. So I can view the post. I can edit in WordPress. So after we've published, we'll be editing directly within WordPress moving forward, not within site content. So that's one thing you should be aware of. You can create more content, so you can create another article if you want, or you can go to the content dashboard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and view the post, and you can see, voila, here is my post that I've just added. And you can see people can add comments down to the bottom, and it's posted as admin. We're going to be changing that down the road to our own name. There's no imagery in it. You're going to be learning how to do that. So this is, if I go to the home page here, you're going to also see, like I mentioned, posts get added to the blog role on your site, and so it's been added here. Depending on your theme, it might be added somewhere differently to your homepage. Sometimes you have a header image with posts below it that move left or right. It just depends on how your theme is situated and set up. So that's the process of publishing content. It isn't any more complex than that, and it's so efficient to do from within the site content editor because you can publish directly to your website. So in the next step, I'm going to be showing you how to add your first page, which is going to be the privacy policy page, and we're also going to be building that from a template. So I'm going to be getting directly into that next. So this page is published. I'm going to go back to the content dashboard, and we're going to be creating a privacy policy for a website, which is a standard page that you want on all websites. And, it is very much a templated document with a few modifications, and I'll be showing you that. I just wanted to mention before I get into that, the About Kyle page that I just created. I'm just going to delete this because it was just a dummy content that I created. It indicates down here within the icons, there's the third one across, it says this content has been published. So it indicates that I've published to my website. So moving forward, like I mentioned, if you go to this article, you'll be editing directly within WordPress. So if you want to edit your content, don't edit it here because you can't republish content. You'll simply click here. It'll log you into your website, and you can edit any of your content for that particular post there. So that's what you will be doing. I just wanted to make that clear. I'm going to go back to the dashboard here. And also within these icons, there's a G, and this indicates indexed into Google. So as soon as your content starts getting indexed into Google, these will be lighting up as an indicator. So it's a really helpful tool, and it gives you kind of a gauge as to how quickly your content's getting indexed. It typically takes 7 to 14 days for content to get indexed with a newer site. And as you build out your website and gain authority in Google and other search engines, it can happen in minutes sometimes. So that's just something that you have to look forward to. But Google will find your content. It's just a matter of time, and you just want to keep continuing to build out your website, as that will lead to more content getting indexed more efficiently. So onto the privacy policy. Click templates here at the top. And the first one over is going to be privacy policy. Simply click that. And this is going to take a second to load. And here it is. So this is the privacy policy for our site. And like I said, it's a standard document. It discusses cookies and how they're shared and that sort of thing. And for legality, you want to have one of these on your website. There is placeholder content in this template. I'm just going to name it quickly here to privacy policy. Sorry. And you can name it privacy policy as well. That's, the ideal name for it. And then privacy policy for your website.com. And you'll see yourwebsite.com in many different places. You'll need to replace that with your actual URL. So you can get your URL if you go to your websites, and, if you have one website, you're going to be able to copy this. So I'm going to copy that right here. So copy. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to paste it in place of yourwebsite.com. And I'm going to do that in every location that it says yourwebsite.com. So it's just going to take a second. I think there's about 10 instances of this. So you can do the same. Copy your website URL and just paste it where it says yourwebsite.com. And then another thing that we're going to be updating is our email address as well. And that's just at the top. And you can actually just remove that for now if you want. Because we're going to be creating, down the road, we're going to be creating a domain-specific email address, but you can add any email address you want here. You could create one, specifically for your website. Like I could create basketballskills@gmail.com and use that. You can use your personal email if you want, or you can hold off until you get your own domain, and then I can create like my email at mydomain.com. So I'm just going to leave it empty for the moment. I'm going to be adding something in the very near future to this. I do recommend, if you have an email address that you want to use there, you can use it. But we don't want to leave that empty for too long. And you can use, as I said, you can use any email address that you want there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use Kyle at Wealthy Affiliate for the time being. And then down the road, I'll update that to something domain specific. So I'm simply going to click save. And then as with the last page, we're going to, I missed one here. Yourwebsite.com. So just make sure you go through and replace yourwebsite.com with your actual website URL, and we're going to publish it. So, and again, as with any content, you can update this after the fact. So don't feel like anything that you ever publish is set in stone. And I'm going to add it to the Basketball Skills and Drills website. And this one we're going to be adding as a page, not a post. And I'll mention that why after. And then we're going to choose a user, admin, and then I'm going to click publish. So this is just going to take a second, and the post has been published. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go edit it in WordPress because there's something else that I need to do. Because all of that content on that page is duplicate, I don't want Google to think I'm adding duplicate content to my website. And within site content, we don't show the warning for duplicate content for the privacy policy. And if you do get it for some reason, you can just allow it because this page is completely duplicate content, and it's fine because it's a standardized page. But what we want to do is go to the editor, and down at the bottom, it's going to say no index this page, no follow this page, and we're going to want to check off both of those. So that means don't index this page in Google, Yahoo, or Bing, and don't follow this page, and don't follow the links on this page in Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And then we're going to go over to the right here. There's a blue update button. We're just going to click that, and that is set up correctly. And to show you this, I'm just going to click view page at the top. And here's our privacy policy. It's being added to our menu because pages by default are added to our menu, and that's fine. What we're going to be doing down the road is we're going to be creating a custom menu and where you can put anything you want into your top menus, your side menus. So you're going to be learning all about that. For now, completely fine. I go to the home page, and you're going to see the About Kyle post that I created. You'll see your about your post when you go to your home page as well. So, as I mentioned, all themes look a little bit different. So, if your homepage looks differently than this, but your post is somewhere on it, that's fine. Privacy policy, if you add it as a page, it should be added to your top menu, but it may not be. Not to be concerned. Privacy policy, some themes allow for comments on pages like this one. Completely fine, not to worry. We'll deal with that later. And it's not an issue allowing comments on a page either. You just simply won't publish them. There'd be no reason for someone to comment on this particular page anyways, because it's not there's nothing engaging about it, and it will be more than likely be spam if someone tries to comment on that. So that's the process of creating your initial framework of content. If you have any questions about any of the material covered within this training, please leave them below, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you.